Adam.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Someone just said they can't hear me.
It's faint.
Okay, let's see. Is that any better?
I think it's about the same.
I think it's about the same as well. It's hard to hear.
Well, I'm not sure what I can do about that. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a roll call. If the other commissioners here can say their names.
Barbara Baskerville.
Darcy Rourke.
I'm Adam Murray, so all three commissioners are here. Let's just go right into our public comment period. Is there anyone here today who'd like to make a public comment?
There's nobody in the room signed up. Let me double check online. And I don't see any hands raised online either.
Okay, we'll go into approval of the minutes then. Has everyone looked at the minutes from the January 10th meeting?
I have.
I have.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
I second.
Okay, those in favor of the motion to approve the minutes say aye.
Aye.
I
Those opposed say nay. Okay, hearing no one opposed, the minutes from the last meeting are approved. Okay, so today, then we'll go right into the good of the order. This is our regular scheduled meeting, and I think there are several things that have come up that we've noticed that we want to put some work into. The first one being, we had talked before about maybe coming up with a complaint form for the county. Did we have any work on that on the county side?
Gee, if there has been, I have not been informed of it.
Okay, so I think what we had talked about was that having a complaint form that had some fields in it that would kind of help you guys get complaints into maybe a better order than some of ours have come in so far. So I wasn't sure if that was something where someone in the county wanted to put together a template that we could discuss at an upcoming meeting, or if that was something that you guys wanted the commissioners to work on separately.
Well, I would think that it would be probably better for somebody here who is familiar with, you know, the way our system works to do that. I just don't know who it would be.
This is Laura. Adam, I'm happy to take a look at the development of a form for the complaint to have ready, probably send prior to the next meeting in a draft form for consideration. I have no problem working with Rebecca on that.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Barbara, Darcy, how do you guys?
yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. The next thing then that I have on my mind is that we've been doing these special meetings on complaints because of the way that our what document are we talking about here? Because of the way that our business process is written. So as we wrote it, I don't think we fully saw how this was going to play out, but the county is required to get the memo to us within 15 business days of getting the complaint, but they're supposed to deliver it to us at executive session. So I think that we want to amend those instructions so that that memo just comes to us at the next executive session. that would be my recommended change. I don't know if anyone else had a chance to look at that, or Laura, if you were looking at that, or
Yes, what we can do, if it works for you guys, is to come back at the next meeting with some proposed edits that we could send out for, again, like, much like the form, for you guys to consider in advance of the next meeting so that we can have a meaningful discussion around the business process.
That's great.
We would also have to think about that, because if a complaint came in like, oh, say a week before the next meeting, and somebody who works on those things, Laura or me or somebody else, was, say, out on vacation for the next 2 weeks or otherwise busy, that would be an issue, but I'm sure we can deal with that in some way.
yeah, that's a good point. Thanks, Chris.
Can definitely take that into consideration as we look at proposing something to you guys with changes.
Okay. And I think, I'd like to hear how Barbara and Darcy feel, but I think the idea would be to try to get to a point where we're collecting the complaints and then reviewing them at our regular meetings, instead of having to schedule so many special meetings. Is that how everybody's feeling?
That's my feeling, because it seemed like we were having a meeting every other week.
Right.
And that didn't think that was the plan when we started out, but clearly we got ourselves in that hole and we need to straighten that out.
I
Yeah.
agree completely. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I like that too. And I'm glad we had the special meetings, because, we had a backlog and we were able to clear that, and stay on top of the other complaints. So I think at this point, moving to something where we're doing this on our regular quarterly meetings is a good approach. So the other thing that's on my mind along the lines of the good of the order is, so Chris, I think I'll be looking for you to weigh in on this, that we need to consider whether we need to get new appointments as commissioners, either for ourselves or if we need to get new people in. I think that we've exceeded our initial terms, which I don't think anyone here objects to doing. But I want to make sure that, at least for the other commissioners and for the county, that we're, checking that box off and making sure that we have valid appointments.
I think that's a good idea.
I agree. I've wondered about that.
My appointment was for 1 year, and at the probably 15 month timeline, I brought that up. Was appointed again for 3 years at that time. So I'm duly here, but I'm not sure when. I think Darcy's is expired, and I think yours is coming up, Adam.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Right. I was a year behind you.
Yeah,
Yeah, Barbara. And then Adam behind me.
right. But I agree, we need to have it officially done, so it's not just we're just hanging out.
Agree.
Okay, so is that something, Chris, that you see us working on, or you want to?
You all don't work on your own appointments as a rule.
Okay.
So someone else, I assume Kathleen, would be working on that.
Okay, I'm just trying to anticipate some of the questions that might come up. I'm okay continuing to serve.
And I think your position, did I hear that it doesn't expire for almost a year?
I think so.
Right. So it's Darcy.
Would be me. Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
And I would be fine to be reappointed, but
Okay.
know, if there's another process we need to go through, I understand.
Yeah, I will raise that with Kathleen.
Okay.
okay, good. Let's see, good of the order. Does anybody else have anything for the good of the order?
I do not.
I don't.
Okay, so then I think, excuse me, sorry, I'm recovering from a cold. By the way, that flu that's going around, don't catch it.
Good advice.
I've heard it's
I-
nasty.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think I hardly got up for about 7 or 8 days.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Wow.
I'm also in a new, moved to a different law firm now, so I have a different email address.
And you're with Landerholm?
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
So Rebecca, do you have his email address, phone
I
number, and whatnot?
I believe so. I think Laura has it, so I'll double check.
Yes, I made sure
Okay.
to pass that along to
Yeah.
Rebecca when Adam informed me. So if you don't have it,
Great.
Rebecca, let me know and I can resend it.
I think you did send it, so I'll grab that. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so today's my first day, so that's why I'm doing this
Ooh.
on my iPad instead of on my computer, because I couldn't quite get all of the systems working yet.
How
So
exciting.
I'm sorry that my sound is a little funny. Okay, so our next regular meeting then is May 20th. We will have, we're likely to have complaints come in that we'll have to do under the special meeting procedures we've been using. Since that May 20th is a bit far off for revising our rules. Do we want to consider having a special meeting sooner to get those rules revised sooner? If that would be helpful for the folks at the county, I would be okay with that.
I'm fine with that.
Well, right now, I have to say, we have a motion from or something from the attorney. Well, we have notice from the attorney for a person who has been complained about that they couldn't be at this meeting, so they're not. And we're trying to figure out when they and the complainant can both attend a meeting coming up. So we don't, I apologize, but we don't have a date yet, but we're working on it. People have been talking about this like as of last Friday.
Okay, well, it sounds like the 3 commissioners are all pretty flexible for being able to jump on a meeting as needed.
Yeah, well, all we can do is get potential dates and see whether people have any conflicts or whether you can make it on that day.
Okay.
Sounds good.
There was another thing that I wanted to bring up for the good of the order, which is, I guess, just a comment that I got an interesting phone call at work not too long ago from somebody who they didn't come right out and say who they were, but they asked if I, as an attorney, handled people who had ethics complaints.
Oh, gee.
And I said no. And the call, it was vaguely threatening.
Oh,
It was a little bit creepy. So
Yikes.
I think that's probably just, part of what we face in this kind of a role, which is fine with me. But I just wanted to bring that up to everybody's attention. I don't know what that person was really looking for because I just said no and tried to get off the phone as fast as I could.
reasonable.
Wow.
I assume none of the other commissioners have had
No.
any similar communications.
I'm
Good.
probably not as accessible as Adam is, as he's still working, and Darcy is too, and they have access to their work numbers, which I'm retired, so makes me a little more anonymous.
Yeah.
True,
Well, good
but I've
work.
not heard anything.
So if if any of us get calls or things like that, Chris, what would you advise we do?
Well, that's a good question. I would think that if there is an actual threat, that is something that could be, reported to law enforcement.
Okay.
If it's creepy, I'm not sure what to tell you. I've gotten a few creepies in my time, and you kind of just hope they go away.
Yeah. And I didn't hear anything back ever about that. So,
Good.
yeah. All right. Well, I guess I already asked this and nobody had anything, but just in case, before we adjourn, does anyone have anything else we should discuss today?
I do not.
No,
Negative. Okay. Well, it's good to see everybody. And I look forward to working on our processes and our procedures. I think that'll be nice to get those shored up now that we have a number of these under our belt and we can kind of start to tinker with it.
I agree.
All right. Well, since no one has anything else, everybody have a great day. Stay healthy. It's nice to be warm again. And we'll talk.
what part of the city are you in?
Well, I mean, we're in the 40s now, right?
Heat wave.
Could be so much worse.
That's true. All right. Well, thanks very much, everybody.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye.
Go ahead and
Bye.
adjourn. Bye-bye.